Hi everyone and welcome to Just Love. My name is Paula and I'm here with Judy. Hi Judy.
Hi Paula, hi everyone.
In this episode we're going to continue with more questions that Judy's been asked in interviews. So here's the first one. Judy, have you ever woken in the morning with marks on your body?
Yes, Paula, I have. In 1995, when I was taken back in astral form to the sacred site in the UK and held down as a needle with a blue crystal on the end was inserted into my brow chakra, I woke the next morning with a tiny crescent-shaped mark on the spot, which remained for some time after. I still have a tiny little lump there. The crystal contained a massive download of information that was placed into my energy system via the chakra. On another occasion, I woke one morning with a vague memory of being up on the ship working. We were going to the beach that day, and when I went to put suntan lotion on my leg, I found a long, very straight cut around the outside of my lower right leg, and it was sealed with tiny blisters. I then remembered more of what had happened up on the ship. I'd allowed a couple of the little greys to use my human astral body to practice on with a laser cutter. At first, I thought I must have been in the body, sitting up watching, but I think I was actually standing behind the body, which was laid out on a treatment table. I was watching what they were doing and guiding them. The cut started on top of my shin, just above the ankle, and went down the side and partly under, so I instructed them to lift and turn my legs slightly. When they were finished, they then used the laser to cauterize the cut to seal it. There was no pain whatsoever, but it must have been reasonably deep, as a fine scar was left for quite a while after. I sure do wish I'd had a camera back then to photograph it.
Yeah, that would have been good. People are always asking for physical evidence. So has there been anything else like that?
Yes, Helene Kay, my good friend and co-author, also had a procedure done on her. She woke one morning with a very sort of stiff neck and thought she'd need to visit the chiropractor to get it fixed. She lay down that afternoon to give herself Reiki and felt grey hands take her head and jerk it. Her neck clicked back into place beautifully.
Wow, that's amazing. E.T. chiropractors.
Yeah, for sure. My grade teacher Maris provided me with some physio once too, when he gave me a face and jaw massage to help relax the muscles. I've always had jaw problems in the human body because as greys we can't move our lower jaw, and this is carried over with a certain amount of stiffness, particularly on the left side. When the time came for me to first start speaking out about my grey connection, my jaw was giving me problems. So beforehand, Mara stepped in with a very thorough massage with his long, thin fingers going right down inside my throat. It wasn't uncomfortable or unpleasant in any way, but he sure did press hard. At times he came around behind me and had to use his body to support my head. It was so weird. I actually got a massage some years later by a human physiotherapist, and what she did was very similar, apart from going down into my throat with her fingers, thank goodness.
Oh, wow. No way. That would have been pleasant.
It was so funny when Maris did it. I was trying to be careful not to bite his fingers. It was very brave of him going into a human mouth like that. The greys joke about that sometimes, how scary Earth humans are with their sharp teeth.
Oh, that's right, because greys don't have teeth.
No.
Okay, the next question. The greys are often described as a hive consciousness with no free will. Is that true?
Yes, that's right. The fake greys down here are used by the Black Ops, my lab program, are literally what Dr. Stephen Greer calls them PLFs, programmed life forms. So no, they don't have free will. They're totally under the control of human operators.
But they are not genuine greys.
That's right, no way. They're just very cleverly created fakes and are specifically used to cause people to fear the real greys. The genuine greys have actually evolved past free will. They, like all higher evolved ET cultures, operate through what could be termed God's will or oneness consciousness. What this means is that all their actions are directed towards the good of all rather than self. This is what oneness is all about, as opposed to putting self first, as many humans do. The Greys still have likes and dislikes, hold personal opinions and think for themselves. I'm aware of this when I'm up on the ship operating as a Grey. Nobody controls me. I decide if I need to take a break or come back down here or whatever. But everything we do is aimed towards the benefit of the whole group. For example, I know that if I slacken off and get lazy in my work, somebody else will have to do extra work to make up for it. So I wouldn't do that. On our ships there is no them and us. We all work together in complete cooperation and oneness.
Yeah, that's nice. So another claim made down here is that the Greys plan to take away Earth humans' free will.
The truth of the matter is, Earth-plane humanity has been controlled and brainwashed for millennia by the planetary controllers. The main reason why the Greys and other ETs are here is to try to wake people up to this in order to try to help them free themselves. The problem is most people down here have no idea of how controlled they are. There's a term that applies for when somebody is under so much control by their captors that they actually join them in total cooperation. That term is the Stockholm Syndrome. It's used to describe when hostages develop a psychological bond with their captors. This term has been used by the disinformation agents down here against ones like myself who feel a family bond with the Greys or other ETs. But in actual fact, it's been in operation on Earth for millennia. The majority of Earth folks have no conception of how much free will has been taken away from them. It's blatantly obvious under these dictatorships that grow out of political extremism, but it's far more widespread than that. Trying to wake people up to their own self-empowerment is one of the biggest tasks the ETs have taken on, but it's vital to enable further evolution for Earth-plane humanity. It's the only way to escape the wheel of karma that keeps pulling people back down here again and again.
And it's a massive task given the millennia of brainwashing that Earth-plane humanity has been subjected to. Judy, I know you watched a brilliant interview a few days ago with an Anglican priest by the name of Paul Wallace. He was being interviewed by Regina Meredith. Paul Wallace has studied the Bible in depth, going right back to the roots of the Old Testament, and has come to the conclusion that the ones referred to as Yahweh and Jehovah were actually members of an ancient reptilian culture on Earth. This is exactly what you talk about in your book, Extraterrestrial Presence on Earth, and about how this controller group is still here on Earth running the show. So yes, humanity certainly has been brainwashed for an awful long time. So if you'd like to read more on all of this, plus lots more information, Judy's books are
Human by Day, Zeta by Night, followed by the Zeta Message, then Extraterrestrial Presence on Earth Lessons in History, and my two most recent books, both Kindle editions and both also available in German, An Interview with an Alien, Comments by an Undercover ET, and Cosmic Spirituality Blending Religion and Science in Oneness from an Off-Planet Perspective. I'm also planning to buy a copy of Paul Wallace's book entitled The Eden Conspiracy.
Yeah, it should be good. So thanks, Jude, and thanks everyone for listening. Please share, like, and subscribe. Sending you all much love, and bye for now.